On. We got everybody. Everybody's got their stuff on. We're ready to go. Hello this morning. I'm Senator Steve Sodders, the State Senator. I'm the chair of the Senate Economic Growth Committee. I want to welcome everybody. This is our third set of ideas for growing Iowa's economy from the Democrats in the Iowa Senate. Improving the economy is the #1 priority that we have this year, and we're going to focus especially on helping small businesses. That's our goal. First, we proposed the substantial small business health credit tax credit, making it easier for small businesses to get loans. We also introduced it so that we can have less red tape in our system, and also cleaning up the kind of deteriorating buildings that we have on our main streets. Last week, we then outlined the second part of our proposal, which had to do with education and filling the critical skill worker shortage, and also by doing this through our community colleges. So we have our second plan. Part of the plan was our education piece. Today is the third piece. We're going to look at outlining, targeting investments with a jump start into the entry of Iowa small businesses across the state by growing our small solar and small wind industry. And we have some great senators here to talk a little bit more about our plan. So Pam?
Sure. Thanks, Steve. Good morning. I'm Pam Baulkham. I'm a state senator from the city of Dubuque. Today's proposal is about helping a diverse group of small businesses located across the state of Iowa to move forward. Small solar and small wind refers to on-site production of electricity and heat at homes, businesses, and farms. Senate Democrats plan to invest $10 million in consumer rebates for small solar and small wind projects. This will produce an immediate benefit for hundreds of tradespeople and small businesses across our state. Over time, however, helping the small solar and small wind industry get a better foothold in our state will do much more. It will build a clean energy economy that will benefit every community in our state. Here's the details. $4 million in consumer rebates will go to residential projects at a maximum rebate of $3,000. This will fund a minimum of 1,333 installations each year. The remaining $6 million of rebates will fund business projects at a maximum of $15,000 per rebate. This will fund a minimum of 400 installations a year. Our goal is to help a new industry get going, one which will create Iowa jobs that can't be outsourced, and one which will grow Iowa Main Street businesses. And Senator Bolkcom is going to continue with additional details.
Thank you, Senator Baulkham. Good morning, everybody. Hi, I'm State Senator Joe Bolkcom from Iowa City. Iowa has become a world leader in biofuels and the big wind industry. This is thanks to great natural resources, plenty of sun, rich soils, and lots of wind. Smart state investments also helped. In fact, smart investments were crucial to helping Iowa create the nation's second largest wind industry. It took time, but Iowa is now home to many multi-million-dollar wind farms. Just as importantly, the Iowa wind industry supports over 2,300 Iowa manufacturing jobs, probably more than any other state in the nation. Iowa's next opportunity is to harvest the sun directly to power and heat our homes, farms, businesses, and our public buildings. In the states around us, the solar industry is taking off and could be creating jobs in every county in Iowa today. Growth in the solar industry means good-paying jobs for people in our local communities, including electricians, builders, plumbers, contractors, engineers, and technicians. Training of our solar energy workforce and small wind energy workforce is currently underway in 6 Iowa community colleges, and recently Iowa businesses united to create the Iowa Small Solar and Wind Energy Trade Association. What our fledgling Iowa solar and small wind industry needs now are customers. Our proposal for home, farm, and business consumer rebates will help jumpstart this new Iowa industry in every Iowa county. As with big wind, our state investment will be reinforced by existing federal investments in small solar and wind projects. For example, there's a federal tax credit right now available that provides for 30% of the cost of a renewable energy system for both solar and wind. These federal dollars will multiply the effort of our state investment, bringing more money into Iowa and further encouraging Iowa consumers to switch to Iowa-based clean energy technology. Our neighbors in Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and our relatives in Colorado, New Jersey, New York, and Ohio, to name a few, are all way ahead of us. They all have great state policy and financial incentives to help make solar and small wind technology more affordable for businesses, farms, homeowners, and for the public buildings we'd like to see this move forward in. Iowa has already built a world-class wind and biofuels industry. Now it's time to invest in Iowa's small businesses and produce local economic benefits across the state. We're really happy this morning to have two additional people to speak with us. They're two Iowa businessmen that are currently in the business of doing both small solar and small wind projects, and I'll introduce them both, and they'll speak in this order, or they'll both speak to us. The second person that's going to speak is James McCain. He's the owner of Innovative Kinetics. It's a company here that does solar and small wind installations. And Dave Krejci, he is the owner and president of Dalton Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling in Cedar Falls. And we'll have Dave speak first.
Thank you, Senator. Good morning. I'm Dave Krejci, president of Dalton Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling in Cedar Falls. 3 years ago, we decided to get into solar hot water installations. We install a flat panel system that allows us to retrofit residential hot water systems in just one day. We've installed 7 of these systems in Cedar Falls and the surrounding communities. We could have installed a lot more if there were more incentives for solar. Our measurements show that the systems that we have installed reduced energy for hot water consumption by 75%. That is a huge energy savings provided by the sun. Based on our experience, we believe solar is a growth industry for us and for Iowa, especially in the residential markets. The federal incentives that continue through 2016 could be coupled with the proposed state incentives and make it possible for more Iowans to switch to solar hot water. Our customers tell us that they adapt solar hot water systems because they work well, are affordable, and are the right thing to do for their grandchildren. These proposed state incentives will make it still more economical for customers to install solar hot water systems, and it will be good for their grandchildren. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon almost. Good morning. My name is James McCain Jr. I am a Des Moines native. I went to Valley High School, and I'm the founder of Innovative Kinetics LLC in Des Moines, a small business that specializes in small wind and solar systems. We've been installing small wind systems and solar systems since 2007. Our company did $500,000 in revenue last year, and we're on track to double that this year. Currently, I'm directing the installation of a 44 kilowatt solar array on the Franklin Library in Des Moines, and as a subcontractor. I recently finished the 2 kilowatt solar array at the church in Ames, and last August we installed a 10 kilowatts wind turbine for farm residents near Pleasantville. When I do a job, I work with many other people. For example, I'm not a master electrician, so we hire out local electrical contractors and people to help us do our job. So I work with a lot of local electricians, contractors, building inspectors, and so forth. These technologies are proven. This industry is new to Iowa, so that means usually every job we train people to do this work. We help them learn how these systems work and how to install them. So I work with a lot of local electricians, contractors. Oh, I just said that, excuse me. Once we're done, the people I've worked with are better able to serve on the next job in this growing market. To me, that's what this proposal will do. It will give a lot of more Iowa tradespeople and small business people the first job working with solar and small wind, and this is a first good step toward, this is a first good step in the right direction for Iowa. Thank you.
Nice job. Yeah, we'd be happy to take any questions. Thank you, James and Dave. Go ahead.
For
Let's come on up.
One of your homeowners say that it's not under state credit, federal tax credit, was that taken down?
Well, that will cost, the federal tax credit's 30%. With the state tax credit, it's going to, with this proposed tax credit, it's going to allow another 30%. So it could potentially bring the cost of a system down by 60%. It just depends on the system.
If I want to put a solar panel on my house, what would be the cost?
We build solar systems depending on how much energy you use, so the more efficient your home, the less your cost will be. But the average home needs to spend about $30,000 to $40,000 in total investment, that's before incentives, to power their home forever with the sun.
You want to talk about hot water?
Sure. On hot water, an average cost for a single panel system completely installed is averaged at $7,000. A two-panel system, which we recommend for an average family of 4, runs around $10,000 installed. So with the federal tax and state credits would really help that net cost for a typical average homeowner come down so that they could afford it.
So if I do the math right, would that be for $10,000 panel go down to $4,000?
Right, net cost.
And then the savings, how soon would you be able to start making money?
On what we've seen, the second biggest consumption in a home is hot water. We've seen a reduction, whether that be on natural gas or electricity, by 75%. How much they use, yes.
Typically say years, decades?
With the net savings, depending on your utility rates, I'd say a good average would be maybe 5 to 7 years for once that net is down there.
And then the consumer is saving.
Correct, and the savings go along right with that from day one.
Other questions? Last I saw, typical, water cost to heat your water is about 20+% of your utility bill every month. So the folks that are going just with the hot water system is probably the quickest payback in terms of dollar invested.
Senator, my son Wanda said if you're saying that other states around us are doing much more than us, you're losing that incentive battle.
Yeah.
Why not step up and put more money in this? Is this $10 million a year? Or
It's $10 million annually is what the proposal is. We see this hopefully as a multi-year effort. It's a starting point, I think. If this proposal gets set on the table, if members believe that the investment needs to be greater, I think we'd love to try and make it a stronger program right out of the chutes. But I think we recognize the kind of the environment we're in fiscally, and we want to get something going. And there's a lot going. These gentlemen that have spoken have got businesses. There's also a lot of other workforce development going on, training people at our community colleges to be part of this industry, and we just think there need to be some incentives to get the market flowing.
what other state provides better incentives that you say, well, that's something that might be important?
States have done a variety of things. The states probably that have the most aggressive programs are those that have renewable energy standards that require a certain amount of electricity be provided by solar or small wind, and so the market is established around the kind of the mandates. And then there's something called a feed-in tariff where consumers actually are paid over say a 20-year period for the power they sell onto the grid, and those are more lucrative incentives, and a number of states have those. That's correct. I think we'd like to have a more robust funding mechanism, but I think the reality is this is kind of a starting point to begin to build this industry and get people comfortable with the notion of producing power where they live and work.
I'd like to say one thing, Joe.
Go ahead.
You know, we talked about this as being a job proposal in a way to incentivize our industries, and I know in my community, the Cedar Valley Tech Works is currently negotiating with solar and small wind manufacturers to develop an industry right here in Iowa. And we believe that these incentives, especially some of the commercial ones, will help solidify the decisions that those companies are currently pondering about whether they want to locate and manufacture right here in Iowa to help drive this industry, especially with the manufacturing. And I know that Mr. Krejci and Dalton Plumbing and Heating is a very well-respected plumbing and heating person in our community, and they have a great reputation, and the fact that they are installing these systems really put a lot of credibility to it. And I think the problem with the public is that they have yet to, in their mind, to realize what the industry already has, is that these are efficient, they help in our environment, and there's a return for your investment on them that eventually, once you recoup that, 75% of your hot water heat for free is pretty appealing. And so I think that this is going to help drive the industry, employ more people in the installation and in the manufacturing side, and I think that's part of the main goal of why we want to help incentivize the purchase of these units and help drive the industry.
Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.